Assalamualaikum. Thermal method of analysis is basically a group of technique in which we measure any physical property of analyte as a function of temperature when it is heated to continuous temperature programming. Means this technique basically we check change in physical property of analyte when we gradually change a temperature of the analyte. In this regard, there are different techniques of thermal method which are used. First technique is thermogravimetric analysis. It is abbreviated as TGA, thermogravimetric analysis. It is one of the most commonly used technique for analysis of sample. In this technique, the parameter which is measured, it is basically mass, or we generally say weight of the sample, and instrument which is used, it is thermobalance. In this technique, we basically measure change in mass or weight of the substance as a function of temperature. Mean temperature, it is gradually increased. By increasing temperature, changes which occur in mass of the sample, they are recorded. For example, sample when it is heated, there occur change, degradation occur, different gases they are evolved, and the mass of the sample, it gradually decrease. Okay, so change in mass of sample, it is measured as a function of the temperature. This is thermogravimetric analysis, TGA. Second technique is differential thermal analysis, DTA, differential thermal analysis. In this technique, we measure difference of temperature between sample and reference. Means sample temperature, it is recorded, and its difference is taken from temperature of the reference. Actually, in thermobalance in these apparatus, there are two pans. In one pan there is sample, other is kept empty. It is called reference pan. Okay. Then temperature, it is gradually increased, and change in temperature of both sample and reference pan, it is measured. Due to different changes like endothermic or exothermic changes, temperature of sample change from reference, and this difference of temperature del T, it is recorded. DTA apparatus is used for the purpose, and difference of temperature, it is recorded as a function of temperature. When temperature it is gradually increased, difference of temperature between sample and reference, it is recorded, and you obtain this type of curve for DTA. Then third technique is differential scanning calorimetry, DSC, differential scanning calorimetry. We measure heat flow. In this technique, again, we have sample pan and reference pan. They are maintained at constant same temperature, and they are constantly heated. When changes occur in sample, means some exothermic or endothermic changes occur, then sample temperature may increase or decrease. Okay, then instrument supply excess of heat to the sample if sample temperature is decreased, and withdraw heat from sample if temperature is increased. So either positive heat flow or negative heat flow occur towards sample in order to keep temperature of reference and sample pan constant. Meaning this technique, sample and reference pan temperature is kept constant through heat flow. Mean heat flow occur either towards sample or away from sample. So either positive heat flow or negative heat flow occur in differential scanning calorimetry. Apparatus which is used, it is called calorimeter, and on y-axis there is heat flow and x-axis there is temperature. And third technique, it is thermometric titration, TT, thermometric titration. This is titrometric method. In this titration, we measure temperature, and again calorimeter is used. Now in this type of temperature, we take our sample and measure its temperature, then start adding titrant. On x-axis there is volume of titrant in milliliter. We gradually add titrant in small adequates, either 0.5 ml or 1 ml titrant it is added, and by addition of titrant, then change which occur, it is recorded, and this change is change in temperature. Mean by adding 1 ml of titrant, what is temperature? This temperature is recording, then 2, 3, 4, so on. So in thermometric titration, basically change in temperature is measured to check end point of titration. For example, acid base a common titration hai. In this titration, this type of curve it is obtained. change in temperature, it is measured. Near end point, a sudden change in temperature occurs, and this sudden change in temperature, it is used to check end point. So volume, which is measured basically by using a different indicator, we use here temperature in thermometric titration to measure the end point. So these are some basic thermal methods which are used in routine analysis.